a funny memory, just a funny story about my father and how kind of great he was to have as a father. I remember in kindergarten there was a girl, her name was Graciela. I don't remember her last name, but Graciela used to always call me these sort of very hideous names. I mean, I was 5 years old, she was 5 years old, and she would call me things like caca brain, caca face, caca head, all these things. And I remember that at the time it was very offensive. Like, I couldn't believe that this girl in my class even knew to put together those words. And then, the next step, which was to say them in public to a stranger with the strict intention of making them feel bad. So this whole thing was very troubling to me, and I cried a lot. And I remember I came home one day and I was very upset, crying and the whole thing. And I told my dad, there's this girl at school who calls me these horrible names. I mean, other kids call you names, but it's stuff like dummy, right? It's never like caca brain or your face looks like a pile of shit, right? It's like this was like a new epic of insult. So I told my dad that I was very disturbed and I was crying about it, and he said, "You want to know how to make her stop calling you those names?" Yeah, yes, I do. And he said, "Next time she says that, just tell her, 'Hey, you're beautiful.'" And I remember, I was very incredulous. I was like, "Dad, I can't say that." And he was like, "No, trust me, she won't know how to respond. Just compliment her. Just tell her that she looks great. Tell her she's gorgeous. Be happy. And I bet you anything she'll never call you a name again." And so the next time, and she used to do this, like she would call across the playground. "Hey, caca brain," So she calls across the playground, empty space, yelling into this thing, "Hey, caca brain." And I just went for it. I was like, "Hey, you're beautiful." And I remember the look on her face was one of just complete confusion, complete, just not able to comprehend what just had happened. And she never called me a name again.